Nurul Atiqah binti Muhammad Zamri. My metric number is D202211039111. My program is Bachelor in Multimedia Education in semester 3. So today, I want to elaborate my report in subject Ethics and Professional Issue. In this report assignment, include 5 topics, which is topic 1 is Computer Crime and Security, topic 2 Intellectual Property Instruction, topic 3 Privacy and Surveillance Instruction, topic 4 Computer Reliability Instruction, and topic 5 Professional Ethics Instruction. So here, in topic 1, which is Cybercrime and Security, I will choose the element which is cyber terrorism. The diagram I will display on this video. So in the cyber terrorism, I have 4 subtopic, which is the first subtopic is cyber hack, and the second is cyber extortion, and the subtopic 3 is cyber vandalism, and the topic 4 is cyber harassment.
2 concepts of cyber terrorism. Firstly, when terrorists use the technology to attack their audience by creating violence through defacement of website, denial of service attacks, hacking, tampering with source code. Cyber terrorism denoted the international exploitation of information technology, while cybercrime is mostly done at the individual level. Cyber terrorists aim to destroy the backbone of nature, economic destabilization in the country, and raising of funds to achieve their illicit end. A cyber criminal, while committing economic crime as many as his goal, else finance does not play a major role in the activities of cyber criminal. The Information Technology Amendment Act of 2020 Act introduced Section 66F, which defines cyber terrorism. The section states that any computer resource, computer system, or network is used in any kind of terrorist or disruptive activity. Cyberterrorism, according to the Act, is the most severe offence which is cognizable, non-bailable, and punishable with imprisonment, which may extend to imprisonment for life.
So we move to topic 2, which is Intellectual Property Instruction. For the first step is begin by visiting my IPO website as that created by our government. So the link I will display on this video below. Secondly, we must click on copyright button to make a copyright register. Oh yeah, before we register the software, so we must also to study the requirement. Next, we must go to form and fee to check the copyright register in online. Typically, my IPO offer electronic form for us to complete. This may include the software name, the software purpose, and the software functionality, and the other relevant details. Pay the required filing fee with associate with the application. The fee structure may depending on the type and scope of protective you are seeking. Don't forget to check the current fee schedule on my IPO website. After that, my IPO officer will review your application to ensure that it meets the necessary criteria. This may include verifying that work is original and that it qualifies for copyright protection certificate issue. So if your application will successful, so IPO officer will issue your certificate of copyright registration. This certificate serves as your officially documentation of your rights and can be evaluated in legal proceedings. Consider other IP protection. Depending on your nature of your software, you may also want to explore additional IP protection, such as patenting for innovative or processors, trademark for unique brand element, or trade secret for confidential business information.
Topic 3. Privacy and Surveillance Instruction. In general, surveillance definition is the monitoring of individuals or observing something in order to gain information. Surveillance is used for a number of reasons and by numerous objectives. The surveillance meaning can be different depending who is employing surveillance method. Surveillance can be used to protect private property, gain information on content objective, or find evidence on a person or organization. Surveillance is most commonly used in law enforcement operations or in the military. Law enforcement and government agencies use surveillance to detect, prevent, and investigate crimes. The answer for question 2 is physical surveillance, sometimes referred to as direct surveillance. Physical surveillance involves observing people or place in person. With physical surveillance, investigators can either follow suspects around a location, commonly referred to as moving surveillance, or from a stationary position, also known as a stakeout. Second, biometric surveillance uses various forms of technologies to identify individuals based on physical characteristics such as fingerprints, facial recognition, or iris scans. CCTV is a common tool used in biometric surveillance. Third, social media surveillance. Information shared on social media is not protected by a reasonable expectation of privacy. Therefore, investigators can monitor a suspect's social media activity to gather information about their activities, interests, and contact. Next, financial surveillance involves monitoring financial transactions and activities to detect or prevent financial crimes such as money laundering. And the last one is electronic surveillance, released on electronic devices such as cameras, microphone, GPS tracker, and other monitoring tools to gather information. Electronic surveillance is typically used by security personnel to monitor individuals within public and private establishments, but is also used by investigators who need to capture and record covert conversation or activities. Example of surveillance is the simplest form of surveillance is a good guard physically observing a space. This is common example that can be found in various daily life situations such as shops, residential buildings, communities, and access control points in government and private institutions. The next step is a human guide observing live video camera feeds. Answer for question 4 is yes, if need to monitor employee computer activity for legitimate reasons such as security, productivity, or compliance. Here are some common methods. First, network monitoring. Companies may monitor network traffic to detect potential security threats or unauthorized activities. This involves analysis data packet flowing through the company network to identify patterns, anomalies, or suspicious behavior. The second is software monitoring. Employers often use software to track computer usage, including the applications and website accessed by employees. Keyloggers may be used to record keystrokes, capturing everything typed by an employee.
The first one is internet surveillance. Government may monitor internet activities to track online behavior, identify potential threats, or gather intelligence. And the second is closed-circuit television, which is CCTV. Many governments use CCTV camera in public space for security and crime prevention. Government may collect and analyze vast amount of data, include metadata, to identify patterns, connection, and potential threats. The first one is privacy invasion. Surveillance often involves the collection and analysis of personal information, including communication, movements, and online activities. The intrusion into individuals' private life raises significant ethical concerns, as privacy is considered a fundamental human right. Second, potential for abuse of power. Surveillance system can be abused by those in position of power. Governments, law enforcement agencies, or other entities may misuse surveillance capabilities to target political opponents, minorities groups, or individuals expressing dissenting views. And the last one is lack of informed consent. Individuals may not be aware that they are being monitored, and in some cases, surveillance may occur without their knowledge or consent. Informed consent is a key ethical principle, and lack of transparency in surveillance practices can undermine trust in institutions.
Answer for question 7. The first one is use encryption. Employ end-to-end encryption for communication. Service like Signal for messaging and Proton Mail for email offer strong encryption to protect your conversation. Second, virtual private network (VPN). Use a reputable VPN service to encrypt your internet connection and mask your IP address. This can help protect your online activities from prying eyes. Next, secure your devices. Keep your devices secure with strong, unique password or passphrases. Enable device encryption where available and use biometric or two-factor authentication for added security. And the last one is update software regularly. Ensure that your operating system, antivirus software, and other applications are up to date with the latest security patches to protect against non-vulnerabilities. Topic 4. Computer reliability instruction.
Reliability in a computer system is crucial because it directly impacts the system's ability to perform tasks accurately and consistently over time. Reliability is one of the key attributes of a dependable and effective computer system, and it is essential for various reasons. The first one is business continuity. Reliable computer system contribute to business continuity by minimizing downtime. Businesses and organizations rely heavily on computer system to carry out essential operation. Unplanned outage or failures can disrupt workflows, leading to financial losses and potential damage to reputation. Second, data integrity. Reliability ensures that accuracy and integrity of data. Third, user satisfaction. Users depend on computer system to be available and responsive.
The case study I have found is nowadays the Internet of Things (IoT), artificial intelligence (AI), and the big data analysis are three exciting technology innovations that play a core role and drive the Industry 4.0 implementation. Typically, those technologies accelerate the global manufacturing industry to transform it into intelligent factories by integrating smart sensor, data analysis, and the information security. Improving the productivity of CNC machine tools with high precision and good surface quality takes great attention from many manufacturers, and it is the current trend in the modern cutting industry. Interestingly, the promising IoT technologies could play the key role to monitor and control CNC status. The improvement of cutting productivity is important to increase the material depth of cutting, feed, and spindle speed. However, undesired cutting vibration may be caused at high metal cutting speeds and high cutting depths. Many monitoring and diagnostic systems for the cutting process have been developed to deal with this problem, in which the cutting signal have been used for chatter identification, but most of them are offline systems. Recently, machine learning approaches have been recognized to be an effective method for classification and recognition problems. Many students also apply this technique for monitoring machining stability successfully. Traditionally, machine learning-based chatter detection consists of signal collection and acquisition, facial extraction, facial selection, and classification. This approach usually relies on how to determine the set of features that are relevant to cutting stability. Feature extraction and feature selection are therefore required to find out the most important features within the dataset. The irrelevant and redundant features will reduce classification accuracy and increase the computation time. It is expected to remove those features from the dataset. Behind that, traditional features learning required deep expertise and knowledge for signal processing to design and select the best features within the dataset.
In my opinions on the reliability of mobile phones can vary based on individuals' preference, needs and experience. Each era of mobile phones, including the Nokia, the BlackBerry era, and the current Android and Apple era, has its strengths and weaknesses. Nokia era is the phones, especially those from the early 2000s, were known from their robust build quality and long battery life. In conclusion, opinions on mobile phone reliability are subjective and can be depend on individual preferences and priorities. Both the Nokia and BlackBerry era and the current Android and Apple era have brought forth devices with unique strengths. It is important for users to consider factors such as build quality, ecosystem integration, customization options, and security features based on their specific needs and preference.
Topic 5. Professional ethics instruction.
The first one is public. The software engineer prioritizes well-being the safety of the public. In the context of MySejahtera, the apps aims to contribute to public health by providing information, contact tracing, and health monitoring during the COVID-19 pandemic. The engineer ensures that the apps is designed and implemented in the way that protects user privacy, complies with data protection regulation, and provide accurate and reliable health information. Transparency in data collection and usage is maintained to build trust with the public. Second, client and employer. The software engineer has a responsibility to act in the best interest of the client and employer, ensuring that the apps meets their requirements and aligns with their goals. The engineer works closely with health authorities, government agencies, and relevant stakeholders to understand their needs and specifications. They communicate effectively with the client and employer to provide regular updates, address concerns, and ensure that the apps align with public health guidelines and regulatory requirements. The next is product. The software engineer is committed to delivering a high-quality product that meets ethical standards, is reliable, and serves its intended purpose effectively. The engineer conducts rigorous testing and identify and address any vulnerabilities or bugs that compromise the app's functionality or security. Regular updates are provided to improve the app's features, address emerging challenges, and adapt to changes in public health guidelines. And the last one is judgment. The software engineer exercises judgment and integrity in all professional activities, considering the potential impact of decision on the public, clients, and the overall quality of the product. The engineer carefully evaluates the ethical implications of design choice, ensuring that the apps prioritize public health and safety. They make informed decisions about data handling, user interface, and system architecture to uphold the highest ethical standards. In cases of ethical dilemmas, the engineer seeks guidance and advice to make well-informed decisions.